This segment of the news is brought to you by Great Basin College. A pioneer in distance education, your success is their tradition. Now offering over 25 degree and certificate programs in Pahrump and online.
Welcome back to News 46. The Board of County Commissioners discussed the augmented county budget during their meeting this week.
This fund is seeing some issues where we're not generating the revenue that we anticipated when we set the fund up. So between finance, admin, and IT, we're going to work on that fund in fiscal 18 to clean it up and ensure that it operates optimally moving forward. That fund is being supplemented by the general fund to a tune of possibly as high as $185,000 in fiscal 17. It could be less based on revenues that trickle into this fund moving forward and closing out the year. The museum fund, we are seeing increased revenues from property taxes, and also the Central Nevada Historical Society did
ponied up some cash?
Yes, they did.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. So we are augmenting for those revenues to ensure that that fund does not go over budget. Room tax fund, same thing, additional revenues. It is a pass-through fund to the state, so we see revenues in and revenues out for that. Building department fund is additional permit revenues. Senior nutrition fund 10283, general medical indigent, again, additional property taxes, and we are augmenting a small balance of ending fund from fiscal 16. Fund 10284, additional property taxes, and then an operating transfer in from Fund 10285, which saw, from 10283, which saw additional property tax revenues. On the next page, Health Clinics Fund, we did see additional property tax revenues, but this fund is also seeing a operating transfer in from the general fund due to a budgeting error, which we will attempt to collect that $43,000 back from the Health Clinics Fund in fiscal 18. Capital Projects Fund 10401, we have a few small revenues that came in, but the big augment for this is the $13 million, and that is ending fund balance from fiscal 16. The reason we're augmenting this now is that we paid the jail bond payment out of this fund, so we needed to augment the ending fund balance from the previous fiscal year to ensure that we could cover the expenditures with our budget for this jail bond payment. Next is GAB's Water Fund. This is just a budget correction from the audit finding from fiscal 16. We had increased depreciation expenses due to a project completing, so this augment of depreciation expense just cleans up that audit finding from fiscal 16. And lastly is the Auto Indigent Fund of $20,500, and that is also a pass-through to the state.
Well, it's Harry Potter's 20th anniversary, believe it or not. That and more in today's Entertainment This Week.
In your entertainment news this week, the teen girl known for her viral catchphrase uttered on the Dr. Phil show, "Cash me outside, how about that?" has pled guilty to juvenile criminal charges related to offenses committed against her mother. 14-year-old Danielle Brogelli attended the court hearing with her mom and attorney. Brogelli pleaded guilty to grand theft auto, possession of marijuana, and filing a false report. She faced the charges over separate incidents where she allegedly stole from her mother and falsely called police to report her mother was using heroin. Her sentencing hearing is scheduled for July 22nd. Danielle and her mother recently relocated to Hollywood to film a reality series. As the 20th anniversary of the initial publishing of the first Harry Potter book is celebrated this week, another generation is being introduced to Harry, Hogwarts, and all the rest of the magical world created by author J.K. Rowling. The first book in the Harry Potter series was published in Britain on June 26, 1997. It's since sold more than 450 million copies globally in 79 languages. It took 10 years for all the books to come out, with multi-year gaps between offerings. Twitter users are celebrating in a big way using the hashtag HarryPotter20. Following the first book, there have been 6 more and 8 blockbuster movies from the story that began on a napkin and is now the best-known franchise of all time. After a successful start to its 42nd season with The Wedding Singer, Super Summer Theater announces its second show of the season In the Heights, playing July 12th through 29th at the Spring Mountain State Park. Before there was the musical theater sensation Hamilton, its creator, Lin-Manuel Miranda, introduced Broadway to In the Heights, a universal story of a vibrant community in New York's Washington Heights neighborhood, a place where the coffee from the corner bodega is light and sweet, the windows are always open, and the breeze carries the rhythm of 3 generations of music, salsa, soul, and hip-hop. It's a community on the brink of change, full of hopes, dreams, and pressures, where the biggest struggles can be deciding which traditions you take with you and which ones you leave behind. Tickets for all performances are $15 in advance and $20 the day of the show. Children ages 5 and under are free. No ticket needed. Tickets can be purchased online at supersummertheater.org. This has been your entertainment news this week. I am Alicia Cook for News 46.
News 46 Weather Cam is brought to you by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
All right, let's take a look outside at our Glenn Lerner weather camera. All right, there we go.
Looks gorgeous out there, promising for this upcoming 4th of July weekend. Noah Began's going to tell us what we can expect.
That's right, we'll be right back.